This is KGW News at Sunrise.
The Portland Public Schools teacher strike is affecting more than students and families. It is also affecting small businesses. Why one business owner we spoke to says they're worried about the future.
And we have seen lots of rain overnight and right into the morning, but Rod says it's drying out a little later. His forecast to start your day coming up in just a moment. Plus.
And after receiving the Working Family Christmas, I just felt so good that I was able to give them a great Christmas.
As we kick off the Great Toy Drive this week, we're going to hear more from that local mom. She'll explain how one of the local nonprofits that partners with our toy drive brighten the holiday season for her and her kids. More on that story coming up here at 5:15.
Oh, what a cool story. Okay, on a Tuesday morning, we begin with so much rain. Man, it's pounding.
Rain.
Go away.
Excited, man. It's the rainy season. Here we go.
He should have rain across his chest.
Well, that'd be a nice Christmas present, wouldn't it? A nice rain sweatshirt. I don't have one. I need one. All right, this is the last big hurrah of moisture here on the west side of our state. Some rain out toward the Blues and Pendleton. We've got snow levels down around 4,000 feet in the Cascades. We've got the heaviest rain pockets overall. The bright colors now moving east away from I-5, but the rain still lined up back over the Coast Range. Astoria is starting to show some drying, and drying is coming. We're at 51 degrees. This is by far going to be the wettest part of your day. By mid-morning, 8 o'clock, I think we'll start to see things become more widely scattered. And then eventually, as you look at the day planner, the rain will completely end this afternoon. 51 right now. Dry weather is coming. I have a high today of 57. Here's Chris McGinnis.
We will look forward to that. All right, let's get to the traffic map. We zoom into Yamhill County. It's just getting word of a crash, and this is actually, you know what? I lost my indicator here, but it's near Chehalem Station Road on 99W. So we'll keep you posted on that. The freeway drive, of course, wet again. The Rose City Sky Camera showing the Markham Bridge. There's plenty of standing water out there again today, but maybe not quite as much as yesterday morning. That said, you can see traffic volume still pretty light. Lots of road spray, though, for that early Tuesday morning commute. Brenda?
Yeah, that makes a nasty commute. Thank you, Chris. Well, today is Election Day. It is an off year for much of Oregon and Washington, but there are a few local elections you should know about. Here in Multnomah County, voters will decide 3 ballot measures. For example, the city of Maywood Park will decide if it wants to ditch septic tanks and transition to a sewer system. To see what else is on the ballot, you can visit the county's election page. And just a reminder, for ballots to count, they must be dropped off by 8 o'clock tonight or postmarked with today's date. In the meantime, nationally, we are seeing new polling in the presidential race.
It suggests support for former President Trump is still strong in battleground states, despite his recent legal troubles. NBC's Steve Kornacki breaks down the recent numbers from the New York Times.
These are the 6 battleground states that we all sort of think will decide the 2024 election. And at the Times polled all of them. And I mean, you can see in 5 of the 6, they have Donald Trump ahead, including by a double-digit margin in Nevada. The only one where Joe Biden leads Donald Trump currently, Wisconsin, by a slim 2-point margin right there.
Stay with Sunrise for more local and national election coverage throughout our show, as well as online at kgw.com.
Well, no school again today for tens of thousands of Portland kids as teachers across the city get ready for another day on the picket line. Bargaining between the teachers union and the Portland Public School District is also scheduled to continue later today. The demands remain the same. The teachers union is asking for more smaller class sizes, more pay, and more planning time. The district says they've made progress when it comes to the planning and prep time part, but not when it comes to the issue of pay. The union says the district at this point is refusing to move even an inch when it comes to reworking the budget.
We've been asking for the same things. We're asking them to cut administrative costs and put that money in our schools. Because right now we have so many schools that are underfunded and not receiving the support they need.
Over the last week, people have called on our district to make budget cuts. That's been our reality since we began bargaining in January. Each package that we have offered to PAT since we started bargaining in January would require us to make cuts. The question is just how much and from where.
Later this morning, teachers will join students in a march in Southeast Portland. It's a kid-centered march that will start at 9 a.m. at Richmond Elementary.
The strike is also affecting local businesses that say sales are down since those students are out of school. We spoke to the owner of Taco City. This is part of the Hillsdale Food Cart Park. It's near Ida B. Wells High School. He says business has dropped by about 75% since the strike began last week.
I mean, you can see the park is empty, and like we don't really do like no business without the kids.
But on the upside, some businesses told us that they're using their resources to help teachers and students during the strike. For instance, Laughing Planet says it's giving discounts to teachers and even free lunches to some of the students. Be sure to stay with KGW for continuing coverage of the teachers' strike in Oregon's largest school district. We will keep you updated on negotiations on air, on KGW.com, and streaming on KGW+.
And Yamhill County workers are heading to the bargaining table this morning after walking off the job Friday. The union representing the workers says they are fighting for wage increases. Many of them say they're not able to afford housing in Yamhill County. The county says the union has not provided data to support their demands, and the focus right now is limiting the strike's impact on critical services.
Well, the Timbers have a new head coach, and we're going to hear from him a little bit later this morning. Phil Neville is the new man in charge. He most recently served as the assistant coach for the Canadian national team. The Timbers have a press conference scheduled for later this morning at 10 o'clock, and that is when we will hear from that coach, the new coach, Phil Neville, for the very first time.
Whoa, he's looked like
I know, intense.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you. All right, I can hear the rain outside. It was hitting my window overnight.
This is the final hurrah of the rain of this particular pass. Here's a look at the big satellite picture. I want you to notice there's no longer anything feeding into us out here. This is a weakened area of low pressure. It's kind of rotating all this through, but already drying starting to move into Astoria. So again, in the coming hours, we'll see the steady rain break into scattered showers, and later today, all that eventually ends. Heavier rain pockets right now are east of I-5. We've got the white tones, gray tones. That is snow in the Cascades. 4,000 foot snow level today. So far, we've seen snow Willamette Pass, Santa Ana Pass. Government camps temperature has been falling, and there could be some snow over Highway 26 in the coming couple of hours. So where are we rain-wise? What a wet start to November, which of course is the kickoff of the rainy season. So remember Sunday, we had the wet day. Nearly an inch fell. Yesterday out at the airport, 73 100s. November so far, including the quarter of an inch or so that's fallen since midnight overnight, we're now up to 3.91. Remember, we thought we would hit 4 inches with today's rain winding down. That still certainly looks to be a possibility. Normally, the entire 30-day span of November produces 5.45, so we're clearly off to a really, really nice start. All right, 8 o'clock this morning. Here's the last big chunks of steady rain now starting to pull out of the area. So from that point on, it's really not that wet today. There will be scattered showers around into the afternoon. This is 12 o'clock noon, but eventually this afternoon, we think the rain chance completely ends. This shows some rain showers around the Cascades, but I-5's dry back to the coast, partly cloudy skies. And then we're going to be all dry until this shows up. This is Thursday afternoon at 2:30. Rain starting to move in. This is a front that comes in the evening. We'll see showers following on Friday. Looks to be about a quarter of an inch or so of rain from that particular weaker system moving inland. Flag still showing a south wind coming up the Willamette there in downtown. We're at 51 degrees. But the wind advisory has been canceled. The peak winds yesterday in the valley turned out to be generally between about 30 and 35 miles per hour. Here are the temps. Nobody's really that cold here on the west side. We're all close to 50, but it is freezing out in Burns. That's one city that I think you just stay dry today. Mid 50s, maybe 57, 58 in some spots today. The big story here is all dry later on. Northwest winds 5 to 15, similar numbers up through southwest Washington. There's the dry Wednesday, the dry Thursday morning, the showers on Friday, and then rain picks up Saturday. Sunday, Monday forecast models are all over the place. One says, hey, dry. Another one says, really wet. So I'm here to tell you, I don't know. That's your forecast.
I like that you're at least honest about it. As we get closer, just keep us posted. Thank you, Rod.